Welcome to Motion Graphic Chronicles. If you grew up during the VHS era, there's a good chance the Media Home Entertainment logo is permanently stamped into your brain right beside the sound of a VCR chewing up a tape. The Media Home Entertainment intro was never just a company logo. It was a full emotional experience. The second it appeared on screen, glowing proudly through fuzzy analog static, you knew something memorable was about to happen. Maybe it was a horror movie you were definitely too young to watch. Maybe it was a cartoon your family had rented 6 times already. Maybe it was some weird action movie with explosions on the cover and a title that made absolutely no sense. Whatever it was, the logo told you the night had officially begun. Back then, watching movies at home felt completely different from today. Streaming is convenient, sure, but it also feels weirdly casual. You open an app, scroll endlessly for 40 minutes, reject every possible option, and eventually rewatch the same sitcom you've already seen 15 times. During the VHS era, though, movie night was a serious event. It required planning, commitment, and at least one family argument in the video store parking lot. First, you had to physically leave your house and drive to the rental store. Then came the wandering. Entire families would slowly move through the aisles like archaeologists searching for ancient treasure. Kids sprinted toward the horror section even though they were terrified of half the box covers. Teenagers pretended to look cool while secretly choosing the dumbest action movies imaginable. Parents searched desperately for something appropriate for everyone, which usually meant nobody was happy. And somehow all of that made movie night magical. Media Home Entertainment became one of the defining companies of that era. Founded in 1978 by filmmaker Charles Band, Media quickly grew into one of the biggest names in home video distribution. At the time, home video itself still felt futuristic. Owning a VCR made people feel technologically advanced, even though the machine sounded like a lawnmower every time you inserted a tape. Media Home Entertainment understood that audiences wanted variety. They distributed cult classics, horror films, science fiction movies, action flicks, family programming, and all kinds of strange entertainment that probably confused parents everywhere. Their catalog felt wonderfully unpredictable. One minute you were renting a terrifying slasher movie. The next minute you were watching Charlie Brown complain about life while Snoopy danced around happily. Honestly, that kind of range deserves respect. The company's earliest logo was incredibly simple. But simplicity worked during those early years because the entire home video industry still felt brand new. Companies were basically inventing VHS culture as they went along. Nobody really knew what a home video logo should look like yet. Some intros were flashy. Others looked like they were made in somebody's garage after 3 cups of coffee and 0 sleep. Looking back now, that roughness is part of the charm. The late 70s and early 80s had this amazing experimental energy. Home entertainment companies were trying everything. Primitive computer graphics, glowing text, strange music, awkward animation effects. Nothing was off limits. Some logos accidentally became nightmare fuel for children. Others became weirdly comforting through repetition. Then came the 1984 redesign, and suddenly Media Home Entertainment looked unbelievably cool. That glowing M logo had style. It looked futuristic, mysterious, and slightly dangerous. The glowing effect gave it this sleek science fiction atmosphere that fit perfectly with the decade. The 80s absolutely loved futuristic aesthetics. Neon lights were everywhere. Synth music dominated movies and television. Chrome lettering appeared on practically everything. If something looked electronic, glowing, or vaguely connected to outer space, people immediately thought it was amazing. Media's new logo fit right into that world. For kids growing up during the VHS boom, logos like this became emotionally tied to movie night itself. Before the film even started, the intro created anticipation.